Okay, I'm Dr. Kott. These are ways to get in contact with me. My email is dfkott@aol.com. This material will be on the web and videos. Plus Jack's class that he gave for 5 weeks before this is on the web. So if you want to review any of it, it's basically on our website, www.mechatext.ning.com. And it's also on YouTube under Eyes of Killeen. So you can review the other classes just like you were here, even if you weren't. So anyway, we do put these up there for review for yourself as we go through, or if you have to miss a class. If you have to miss a class, I prefer if you would email me. But when we bring stuff, we bring a certain number, 1 and 2. Sometimes we bring things specifically for one student or another. So I don't want to carry it here if we don't have to. So here's the way the class was. Come on in. You want? Have a seat over there. Here's the way the class was listed. So this is basically what we're going to cover: how to read music and how to play the electronic MIDI keyboard. A 3-month course. Every Friday morning like this at 10:30 from October, November, and December. At 10:30 to 11:20 a.m. Instructor, me. Okay. Here's the reading. The course will cover the material covered in the previous How to Read Music classes taught by Jack. He gave 5 classes. As I said, they're all on the web video, which you can see them if you need to catch up. If you need any of the printed material, I've got it. We can make copies for you. Students can bring their own keyboard, so if you have a keyboard at home, if it's not too heavy, and I recommend you don't buy a heavy one, bring it. It's a lot better to learn on your instrument, and I will help you with your instrument than on mine. You can see we've got 3 different kinds here, if not 4 counting the accordion. So all instruments are a little bit different. If they're made by different companies, the basics of music are the same. So you can bring your own. We'll have a few extra ones, like I'll bring my 2, and then we have one here at the center over there that belongs to the center here. You can come in and sign out for it and practice anytime you want. Come in an empty room like this or next door and practice and so on. You can't take it out, but you can use it here. We're probably going to get earphones for it so you don't bother too many people. 3 songs will be learned in a 3-month period. So 3 simple songs will be learned, and that will start you on developing what we call repertoire. By next Christmas, if you kept up with it, that means you should learn, what, 12 more songs, 1 per month, if you learn 3 in 3 months. So by next Christmas, you know 15 songs, if not more. Each song will cover the right hand and the left hand part. So first we'll cover one part, and then the left hand part. To include the opening, the melody, the harmony, and the ending. Each of these keyboards have a lot of stuff built in to make you sound good, even if you don't sound good. So a lot of them actually let you play with 1 finger on 2 keys and you still sound good. But anyway, that's the way they're made. So we'll go over how they're there to help you sound good, if not learn music. Specific voicing and stylings will be taught for all the songs. All are welcome. When we say specific voices, when I was younger and learning to play the organ, I never really sounded as good as a lot of people, and I didn't know why. Well, the reason why is if you're going to play it, make it sound like a violin, you've got to know something about a violin. You can't play it with the left hand. It won't sound like a violin. If you want it to sound like a trumpet, you've got to know something about a trumpet. Just because you push the button there and you hit a key doesn't mean it's going to sound like a trumpet. The playing style is all important. So we'll cover some of the important instruments: the soprano, the middle, and the low instrument. Obviously, if you're playing a soprano instrument, you can't play it on the left hand way down low. It's going to be way up high. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, the basics of music that we're going to teach is a new style of music, came out in 1986 called MIDI, M-I-D-I. That doesn't mean a whole lot other than to tell you it's computerized music. It's not real music. It's not a real piano. So when we say violin, it's not going to play a real violin. But what the people have done, good engineers, they have taken those instruments and sampled them, which means they put a microphone in front of it, and then they put that into the electronics thing. So they sample it high, middle, low, and so on. That's called sampling. So if you get really high-class instruments and buy good software, the bottom line is you really can't tell the difference between a professional playing it and that. However, with the cheapies, generally speaking, most people can say, well, I can tell the difference. So many times they can't. They just see it. They say, well, that's not a real piano. The basics of music is based on a piano. If you go out in the ballroom there, you'll find a piano. So you have to look at that to get an idea. It's pretty hard, in my opinion, for a guitar player or a fiddle player to get that concept. It's a lot easier to learn music on the black and white keys, because that's basically how music is done. It's been done like that for 100 to 150 years. So that basic principle of the black and white keys is what makes music what it is. Okay? So if you look at the piano out there, you find that there's 88 keys. 88 keys. Okay? Music is based on what is called the movable do scale. Do, D-O. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. How many notes is that? 8 notes, 1 octave. Then you add the extra do, and you've got 9. Okay? So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So if you look at the piano out there, and you look at your keyboard, you'll see that the same thing repeats 8 times. 8 times. 4 low and 4 high. So very important to find middle C. Okay? Now some people teach music by using middle C because one, it makes more sense. However, based on the way we learn things in our Romance language world, it makes a little bit more sense to understand A, B, C, D, E. So if you look from C, it'd be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's not too logical for us with an A, B, C, A through Z alphabet, and a 1 through 10. So you can learn music either way you want, okay? But the bottom line is we're going to start with the C, but you've got to understand the basics of music. So you have to find middle C. So find middle C, and 2 black keys and 3 black keys. So look on your keyboard and find 2 black keys and 3 black keys. Right next to that 2 black keys is a C. Okay? Now move up 1, find the lowest C first. You won't have 88 keys on any of these. You'll have less than that. So find a C. Now move up to the next C. Move up to the next C. 2 black keys. Is it turned on? Okay, now move up to the next one. Move up to the next one. The next C. Move up to the next C, Helen. The next C. The next C. That's a C. Okay? So how many C's do you have? How many, Helen?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 C's, she says. How many C's do you have? Six C's. Henrietta? How many? 6, okay? So you don't have 88, okay? This keyboard that you have of mine, I can carry around. It works on batteries, it's light, I put it in a bag over my shoulder. So the more keys it has, the heavier it's going to be. So you don't usually need those extremely low keys or high ones. So basically that's where they come off, from the high and the low. So you don't have 8 C's, okay? Or 88 keys. Now, move up from that C, as I said, C, D, E, F, G. So think that, C, D, E, F, G. Or A, B, C, D, E. Either way, you can put up your right hand In the Nashville numbering system, they have you put up your hand, and you can use that for an awful lot of things in music. So C, D, E, F, G, or A, B, C, D, E. So if you go C, D, E, F, G, then the next one's going to be A, B, C. Okay? Now, this is ultimately important. All music is based on math and physics. So if you have a child in school, they say it's good for them to study music, and it really is, because the more they understand what goes on here, the more their mind will click on math and science, especially physics, because all music is based on that, which you'll learn over the 3 months. The more you like math and will start using it, the more this is going to make sense to you. Because again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, or A, B, C, D, E. So they'll all click. In other words, your alphanumeric from A to Z and 1 to 27 will start making sense. Now, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's one octave. C, D, E, F, G. Okay? A, B, C. So C. Okay. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. However, music is based on, in our world, what we call what is called Romance language world. The United States, Central America, South America, Europe, not necessarily Asia, and not necessarily India, and things that are really, they don't use our language. So if they use the Cyrillic alphabet, they might not use our system of music. This is based on music that came from Italy and France and Germany and so on. So what's very important is A, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That A, find that A. Let's hear it on the piano. Find middle C, find middle C, everybody. Press middle C. One at a time, Helen. Go. Now you got to train your ear at the same time, okay? Is it the same as hers? Do it again. Press it. Same? Okay. Same? Okay, that's what's called being in tune. When you play with other people or other instruments, you all have to have the exact tuning. And that's what this is. When you set up your instrument, your tuner for violin, a guitar, or whatever, it has to be set up A equals 440. Okay. 440 is a sine wave. That's a sine wave for anybody who's studying physics, okay? And it's got a certain length. The higher it goes, the shorter that length goes. The lower it goes, the wider it goes. Okay? So that's 440, A equals 440. And we're going to take it down to middle C. Middle C is 262. Okay. So this goes, generally speaking, from 0 to 20,000. This is high. This is low. So we said that A, the standard, is 440. So now we said C is down there. So let's go back to A. 440. If we take that down one octave, take one octave, go down, and it's 220, which makes sense. You take 440 divided by 2. So what's the next octave going to be? 110? Divide that by 2, more than likely. 110. So it's the same thing as you go up. That's the low. We're going down low, very, very low. Now we're going to go very, very high. So if we take it up an octave, and you'll be able to do this on your keyboards. This is the magic of MIDI. You can make your keyboard anywhere that you want. Okay? Now it's 880, so we're going to double that. Really good at math? 880 times 2 is going to be 1760. So now we're 2 octaves above middle C. Okay? You don't really need to know a lot of this, but the more you understand it, the more of what we're going to talk about makes a lot more sense. Okay? So this again is the math and the physics of okay, let's go back to keyboard. And here is middle C. Okay. Jack gave the class on music before, how to read music and so on. So this is a little bit different. It's based on what he taught, but it's a little bit different and it's my way of doing it. Okay. This is called the grand staff. So you're going to look at that music staff, and that's what you're going to read in most of the music that you get, most of the music that I'll give you today. If you look there, you'll see 5 lines and 4 spaces on the top one. So today we're just going to work on the right hand, the top. That's called the grand staff. The top staff is called the treble staff. The bottom one is called the bass. That's all we're going to learn during the 3 months. There's other staffs and so on. But all you can learn is right hand and left hand, high music and low music. Okay? And the point being to read music, though, you've got to learn to read the symbols. So the symbols, it just takes time, just like learning to read Japanese or Chinese when you have their symbols. Each symbol is a word. They don't put them together as words like we do. You just have to learn the symbol. If you look at there, it says spaces, it's F-A-C-E. So there's 4 spaces in the treble clef. So if you remember the word F-A-C-E, you've got it made. The lowest one is F-A-C-E, would be the highest space. The lines are E, G, B, D, F. Okay? The way to remember that, those are the lines starting at the bottom. Every good boy does fine. Not too hard to remember. Every good boy does fine. So anytime you're in trouble, just automatically take that from the back of your brain. And when you look at it, if you don't know what that space is, F-A-C-E, and you know what it is. Or every good boy does fine. Any questions on that? Okay. Here's the keyboard. It said you do have to find middle C. You automatically later on, when you get muscle memory, middle C. Okay? So take your thumb and put it on middle C. Or put it on a C. There's 2 of you at a keyboard there. So one of you put it on middle C, one put it at the octave below middle C, if you can. Right hand. Right hand. Okay. Now, these keyboards turn off if you don't use them after a period of time. So now you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, D, E, F, G, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. Do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a MIDI keyboard too. The only difference is they call it an accordion. But the bottom line is, it's no different than that. Okay? It does a little different in that I have to push and pull. However, if I want to play that keyboard, MIDI style, I don't have to push and pull, because it's the same as that. But they made it so if you want to look like an accordionist, you push and pull. And everybody will think you're playing an accordion. C, D, E, F, G. And again, anybody here sing? Even if you don't sing, it's good to sing. Okay? No matter how good you are. I don't tell people I don't sing good, but I can sing loud. So anyway, so you tend to get that in your head, because music is all by ear. No matter what this sheet music says, what people hear, they don't see the sheet music. They hear what you're playing. So all music is by ear. Okay? So, so try to get your ear trained, because that's what music is. Okay, everybody try that. Got to be right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Helen, you try it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now the problem is the scale has what? 8 notes. That's only 5. So, some people say you can count with your toes and your hands. You've got to find another 3 fingers somewhere. Okay? So they cheat on it. Okay? They take 5 fingers and turn them into 8. Okay? So the key is, you got to think about this. 2 or 3 under. So going up, listen now, very close. This is extremely important. Going up, the thumb goes under. You got 3, now you're going to turn it into 8. Go over. You're going to, all the time you're playing, you're going to have to make 5 fingers do the work of 8. The good Lord only gave us 5 fingers. Like it or not. Yes, ma'am.
So where does, when you're going up and down, where does that 3rd finger land?
Okay, again. Do 3, 3, just like you were doing 5. A minute ago you did 5. Okay, now you're going to do 3 and go under. Okay, try it, Helen. That's okay. Go ahead. There you go. Try it. Try it. Under. No, look. You got to pick up your hand. Look. You got to pick it up. Get it up high. Pick it up. Go under. There you go. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Don't skip any fingers. 1, 3. 3 comes over. Yeah. Under. 3. You only need 3 fingers. You ran out of 5. And that one goes over. You're not going to get this all in one lesson. So. This is what you got to practice. Okay.
I used to practice and practice.
Girls, you got it over there?
C, G, E. No. On the next one.
Okay, let's get on with chords. That's your first exercise you got to practice. Okay. chords, you take finger 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Now, take that with just the right hand and take it all the way up the keyboard from the bottom. C. 1, 3, 5. No, don't roll them, block them. This is called a block chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you got 6 C's, you should be able to do 5 C's. 1, 3, 5. No, not 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5 is okay later on. Right now we're starting 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3. 3. That's okay. This is 3, 5. 5. No. Get your hand open a little bit more. There. And again, it's going to come easier once you get that scale down. Once you get the scale, to walk the scale like we did. Anyway, some of you are going to get it faster than others. But 1, 3, 5. Henrietta, take it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, start way down in the bass. C. 1, 2, 2, 3. Keep going. Right. That you've got to practice too. Okay? Later on, you're going to have to do it with the left hand. Same thing, except that it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're not there with the left hand here. Let's start with this. This is one of the 3 songs. On Top of Old Smoky. It's an old standard and also an old bluegrass song. This is one. Now we're going to cheat on that chord system a little bit, and you're going to have it easy because you were doing it that way. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Instead of 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3. C, E, G. This is what we were doing, the chord. Okay, but you can play the chord 2 ways. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, now. Okay, again. Get the C, get the C. Straight. No. Gangs, we're not so young, right? So some of this is like the teenagers learning to do the splits.
Yeah.
It's on the news today, or learning to limber up and so on. You're going to be able to do, the more you practice, the more you play, the more you're going to have flexibility in your fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And the reason being is that it's this song. So look at the notes there. At home, write in those notes down under there, what they are. It's going to be C, E, G, right? C, E, G, A,